Hey, I'm Joe, and welcome to Weizen Revutzen. Today we are going to be reviewing the Crew Republic. Sorry about the random fork. This is my bottle opener at the moment. Crew Republic Roundhouse Kick. It is an Imperial Stout, and it's advertised to have. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to close the window because the neighbors are a little loud and it might be distracting in the video. I don't even know if they're getting picked up, but it's distracting me, so. Okay, so that's a little bit of a rocky start, but whatever. That's life. It's by definition a rocky start. You emerge out of somebody else covered in all sorts of fucking shit and stuff. You know, then you're just shitting on yourself for years until you finally develop enough to not be shitting all over yourself, and then from there on, it just goes downhill, just consistently until you reach the inevitable point of never-ending existential crisis. And if you're more well-adjusted type, just embrace it. That's my advice. Embrace the void. Embrace the fucking nothingness that we exist in. All right, so. Okay, so they're saying it's explosive wie dynamite, or dynamite. Saying explosive like dynamite. Black as the night. Hopfenbombe. Yeah, they're not really saying much about it other than it's good and here's some exciting words. Whatever, they're a little campy. They put this little silly tasteometer on the top. Color 5, hoppiness 2, maltiness 5, bitterness 3, awesomeness 5. So yeah, these guys also they're from Munich, by the way, Munich in English. Their slogan is "Craft beer is not a crime," which like I said, pretty campy guys, but in Germany it makes sense, so I support it. I think it's a good slogan, because in Germany, until recently, it basically was a crime to suggest that we deviate or elaborate on the previously existing styles. Yeah, so this, I made the first couple of videos before I got a haircut. So, this can be like a fun little thing we can do throughout the series. You guys can watch me progress from Baldo guy to the horrifying behemoth that I was in the previous videos, while simultaneously watching me expand my beer belly and my warmth to the YouTube community or some kind of stupid gimmicky shit. Anyways, we're gonna open this up. And let's pour it and shit. Little Veltines glass. Very very respectable, decent macro. Can't really go wrong with the water left in the glass. Um, can't really go wrong with the Northern German stuff. Oh, sorry. I mean, you absolutely can go wrong with it. You know, your Paderborners and your I think Udinger might be Northern German. Really not sure. Um, but for the most part, the beers up here are quite decent. There's the aforementioned alt beer of Dusseldorf that you guys saw in the previous episode, if second to previous, however you want to fucking say that episode that I mentioned alt beer, as well as Kulsch in Cologne or Köln. The two kind of actually have a bit of a rivalry, which is kind of funny because I'll let you in on a little secret. Kulsch is kind of basic, and alt beer is really, really nice. So you can take my word for it, but I really suggest that you give both a try. Kulsch is actually quite enjoyable. Hot days, you know, you're not really feeling the more robust tones. You don't want something quite as bitter as a Pils. You just want some alcoholic water to quench your thirst and wash down your meats or whatever your halloumi, falafel, whatever. Anywho, let's have a sip. Now, before mentioning the very, very brown, kind of mocha-colored head, very pretty. Yeah, and I know, I should be doing this outside with good lighting and everything, but I just got back from Berlin, and when we went to Berlin, we had just gotten back from London, so I've been just walking on asphalt consistently and fucked up my knee and fucking just tired of going places. I wanted just one day to be inside and not have to fucking do anything. So I'm in here and I'm making a beer review, but get to the scenery in the next episode. And maybe that'll be another one to add on to the broken promise of the previous videos that the next video would have the scenery. Who knows? Maybe it'll take us 9 episodes to actually get into a proper place with an actual camera. But, I wanted to generate some content, and I bought this fucking €2.50, €2.50 fucking 3rd liter stout. So, might as well get my money's worth and make a fucking video, right? Let's have a taste. So, right off the bat, you've got the, what you expect from an Imperial Stout. The coffee undertones, little bite of cacao. But what separates this from the other Imperial Stouts that I've had specifically in the U.S., or just even stouts in general that I'm a fan of, Sierra Nevada's just regular old stout, Lagunitas, cappuccino stout, and what other stouts, they always have some crazy shit they're coming up with. Or Sierra Nevada's Narwhal, I think that's Sierra Nevada, pretty sure. Anywho, it's just that it's a lot sweeter. But not necessarily in a highly offensive way. I prefer dry beer. I really want something on the less sweet end of the spectrum most of the time. Sometimes, honestly, quite often, I just need a fucking sweet banana-filled fucking Weizen. Not brewed with bananas, but with the banana tones. But with the IPAs, the pale ales, the stouts, all those non-German styles, I don't really want that sweetness. I go to certain German beers for the sweetness. And obviously this is a German brewed beer, but it is definitely not a German style. So it's very desserty. Um, Usually like to save this for the end of the night. Something because it's a lot going on. It's like it's got the decent bitterness. It's got the not super ton of hops. The alcohol is very very well hidden. Um, but it could be a little drier. That's really the only thing I can dock them for. Otherwise, this is a really great attempt. Toffee, caramel tones, everything that you expect, but not necessarily in the way that you expect it. It's a extremely vague way of putting it, but um, it's maltier than the stouts that I um, am more familiar with, perhaps. Although I am quite familiar with this one. I do buy it fairly regularly. You can only afford a fucking bottle of this stuff at a time because €2.50. You know, I could eat a meal for that. Like, um, it's definitely a treat. Not something that you can just pound away. Not that you necessarily could. It's 9.2% alcohol, 71 IBU. So honestly, that's a respectable IBU. You don't see the IBUs that high usually, even in the craft brews around here. Maybe the like double IPAs and stuff, but the IPAs and the pale ales are always pretty shy on the IBUs compared to their American counterparts. And let me take this opportunity to give a shout out to British pale ales and British IPAs. You guys suck. I'm only half joking. Brewdog actually makes a quite great IPA. Not excellent, nothing to write home about, but it is very respectable. Does the style justice. So yeah, can't hate on all the British stuff just because, a lot of it, it's just, I don't know. Call me call me a narcissist, um, but Americans, you know, got the game, got the game on lock. The Germans are rapidly catching up. They really are, but um, you know, as far as the IPAs and the pale ales, I'd argue even the stouts. You know, America has got the game on lock. So the nose is a little yeasty, um, and something I didn't mention previously is in the flavor. There's a lot of like a very distinct cherry flavor. Um, I don't know what part of the fermentation is leading to that. I don't know if the red label on here maybe is somehow related to that, because they don't mention anything about Kirsch on the back here. A good time to mention that the ingredients are water, Gerstenmalz, Hopfen, Hefe. The Hopfen are Columbus, traditional malts, the Pilsner malt, chocolate malt, caramel malts, and rust malts. So they've definitely got a few things going on there. That the caramel malts, chocolate malts explains a lot of the flavors that I mentioned, but I personally, I'm sure more knowledgeable people could give me some insight on this, but I don't personally know where that cherry flavor is coming from. Maybe it's the method of fermentation they're using. Maybe one of those malts is more prone to the cherry-esque fruit flavors. But really, it's kind of like a... You know, kind of like a fucking chocolate smoothie with a little cherry blended in there. It's a really wild flavor. On the Brapples, I'm going to have to give it... I'll give it an 18 Brapples. Yeah, that's like a... What's that? What percentage is that? Let's see. It's 90%. What's 17 Brapples? I shouldn't have used a out of 20 scale if I was gonna think about it in percents, but I needed the reference, and if you guys don't get the reference, I'm ashamed of you. Ask someone in the comments, or you know, if there ever are comments, you know, whatever. I don't really care if there are or not, but if you guys do want to help enlighten me and each other, that would be much appreciated. I think I will go ahead and give it a solid 16 Brapples. That's a 0.8. It's 80%. It's good, but it could be better. It's, you know, it's just too sweet. This is the trend that I always find, no matter what style in Germany. It's really, really hard to find, even within the craft breweries, something that is not a little too sweet. I don't know if it's because of the, I don't know, the way that they're growing their malted barley here, or if it's has to do with selecting more, you know, amounts of malt in comparison to the hop content. I don't know. I'm used to it, and I've learned to appreciate these beers that they're brewing over here in Germany for what they are, and you know, I'm not gonna bitch about the sweetness all day, but it's really the only thing holding this beer back. So I would, you know, recommend this as a dessert. It's a great way to end the night. You know, a big old glass of some strong, sweet beer. You know, but definitely not something you're gonna want to session. Just buy a bottle, if I were you, personally. Because honestly, I've got my stout fix, I've got my fucking roasted fix, I've got my sugar fix, all in this fucking one glass for the next day or week, depending on how I'm feeling. So anyways, this video has gone on long enough. Again, if you don't catch the reference, you probably need to be exterminated. So, you know, just rock on, guys. What the fuck is it? A little bit of beer in my lip. All right, this is way more rambling than anybody would ever need to see in their life. So, ending it here. Fucking 16 out of 20 Brapples. Good stuff. Really, really swell brewery. Doing good things. Not their best beer, in my opinion. Their IPA is really on point. Their double IPA is also very good. Yeah, and I will catch you guys next time, depending on whether I'm super bored or not. I might do another review tonight, or maybe you'll get an honest video with a actual camera without that weird screen glare where you can actually see the beer and all that fucking shit. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Stay tuned for next time, where you can watch my beer belly grow and my self-deprecation and self-hatred increase with it. And we can all slip into the void together in this fucking Kafka-esque existence. All right. Prost. Auf Wiedersehen. Fucking rock on. Whatever. Outro. Bullshit. Don't do drugs.